Welcome to the Mucked Up My Self-Care podcast.
I'm Jill from New York.
And I'm Linda from Tasmania.
We are two moms from opposite sides of the world who are living, demonstrating, and helping moms across the world build their self-care asset bank.
Ready to dive in? Messy, interrupted, imperfect, and most of all mucked up. Let's get going.
Hello. Good morning. Good evening.
Hello. It's a day.
Yeah.
We're going to have two. We're going to have two one teenager now, but pre-teens running through the house. I think they're just on a bit of a overtired, crazy. They haven't seen each other all day, so we're going to see how it goes today. See how it goes. Let's start with highs and lows.
Yeah, so we love to kick off every episode with sharing something that's happened for the week for us, giving it space to recognize the good it's been, or even sometimes the bad it's been. So we do highs and lows. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I can go first.
Great.
Yeah. No, excuse me. I'm going to start with a high. I'm really enjoying just listening to the different aspects of children coming together as siblings in positive ways, not just the negatives, because it can be really easy to get caught up in the riff-raff and the he got more than me and I want that extra sultana and I didn't get it and he's got the computer and I want it, and all of that stuff. Whereas at the moment I feel like there's lots of times where they're just really enjoying playing together and celebrating each other a lot more than they've been able to. And it's really heartwarming to have that special stuff going on. So yeah. And my low, I think we're coming down with a flu for little Missy. The 2-year-old has had a runny nose and sneezing all day, and I really didn't want to have another bout of sickness go through everywhere. And tomorrow is my few hours to myself day, and I don't think she's going to be at daycare if she wakes up similar to what she's been like today. So I've been trying to dose her up on oranges and good food and beans and toast and soup and everything else today, but there's only so much I think we can do. So fingers crossed. What about you? There's some highs and lows for you.
Let's see. We've had a very full weekend, and I think that's one of my highs is it was full of people and socializing and play and fun, between getting together with kids from Declan's pre-K class before the summer's over, getting to go hang out with them 2 different days, 2 different groups of friends, and then hanging out with my parents out and camping, and then going to my in-laws for a nice swim in the morning, just the 3 of us, and just really having some good quality time. I mean, it's been a little overwhelming, and that's my low part, is that Bobby pulled his back out in the midst of the weekend, which threw everything we were going to do for a loop, and we had to shift a lot. But it made space for us to say yes to a few other things where we got to really enjoy ourselves. Unfortunately, some of it was just Declan and I, and then other parts it was like Bobby was just hanging around like a sore thumb on the side. We tried to have a good time, which I tried to feel some sympathy for him because he just refuses to help himself sometimes. So it's like, if you don't want to take care of yourself with us, then I think you should stay home and rest while we go out and do all the other things. But he did his best to suck it up and enjoy what he could with us. And it was a lot of fun, and I'm exhausted, and I'm not looking forward to today getting us out of the house. But this conversation today, I'm hoping, will brighten my morning.
Yes, yeah, and getting out of the house just in and of itself is, yeah, requires a lot. Yeah.
But I'm glad that it was a lot. There was more fun in this weekend that I thought there was going to be. So I do still feel that while I battled this up and down of being overwhelmed with having to do all the things this weekend by myself, there was still so much fun and so many moments of joy throughout it because we got to play and I got to, stop and shift how I thought about the overwhelm for a minute and like kind of pull myself out, but like with a distraction of like, hey, Declan, let's go do this. Like I had to barbecue our dinner and Declan wanted to go to our neighbor's house to go play. I was like, you know what? She's not answering the phone. We have to stop calling and trying to get someone to answer the phone. So let's go distract ourselves and play outside. So we actually, fire safety, we definitely practiced, but he got to be involved with making dinner with me on the barbecue. So that ended up helping us out and putting in a little bit of that, just getting out and playing and being away from what might be causing a little bit of overwhelm was definitely a trick I used this weekend.
I'm finding that the 4.5, well, getting closer to 5 now, their play can really help to defuse certain situations or help to make sense of things that aren't feeling very easy to understand. And play even for the older ones as well at 10 and 13. They have different sorts of play, but they love to sit down and, or sushi go or things like that is a really fun activity where we can all be together in a way that's not necessarily feeling like hard work. And it is self-care through that playfulness as well. So, and one of the games we like to play at the moment is the Would You Rather. So asking if you'd rather live in a snow globe or a giant doll's house for the day. So, which would you choose, actually, Jill? Which would you rather?
I think a dollhouse.
Yeah. That's where my mind went, because the snow globe would be a bit too restrictive, and then my 10-year-old was like, "What if someone like shaking you up all the time?"
Yeah. Even if the furniture wasn't real, like I'd still get to lay down on something hard and plastic, but like the snow globe, it's snowing all the time. No thanks. Or sparkles all the time. I don't know.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it gets a conversation flowing and gets them thinking and gets them outside their funk. So we'll often pull that one out when we get the whole I'm bored, or I want to go home. Like, so if we're out somewhere. We actually watched my dad play pickleball yesterday as well. So I don't know if that's very popular over there.
It is.
It's taking off down here.
It is now.
It's really
like
taken off
up here.
Yep. So yeah, that was definitely fun watching my dad in, his late 60s play in a different sort of way as well. So yeah, and have fun while doing it. And then there was a halfway point where we got to go out and give it a try for ourselves as well. So I was watching the 2-year-old chase the ball around and get some good hits in and everything like that. So
well, yeah. I hope it brought Did you find that that you and the kids are getting that energy plug where, or even just revitalization from those moments when you are playing?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And there's some really simple ones that you can do that don't require a lot of energy either. So if you've got very active children like we have, there's some stuff you can do which is just really easy and fun. So just laying down and letting them drive cars all over my back or my legs, and just I'm the ramp or something like that. So really easy. It doesn't work so much for a 13-year-old, but he'll still join in sometimes as well. And it just means that I don't have to, it helps me get out of maybe a triggered state or a fun, like into more of a fun play. Do you do it intentionally or do you do it more on the fly, the play stuff?
Both. I want to say, because I have it blocked off on the calendar and I'm really excited about this piece, but I think last episode I mentioned that I did self-care sticks and I wrote down different activities on our popsicle sticks, and the fact that Declan's interested in them gives us the opportunity to schedule play in. But then I think I have to read the room with certain situations and be like, you know what? I need to stop being an adult and just get on the floor and start playing. Like whatever he's needing, obviously it's needing something. Like it's not just giving into a tantrum or avoiding his being bored, because he can, at one point yesterday, as an example, I was like, you can't be bored. Like you have tons of things that you can just go find and play. How about you go grab this from the rim and go on an adventure? And, he did. And then eventually he was like, Mommy, I just want to play this game instead. So I was like, great, go ahead and clean up this and then let's play. So I had to then be like, well, I'll play with you, not just go ahead and do it on your own. And I had to get down on the floor and get myself into that moment where I was just like, it's the end of the day. We might as well go ahead and do this calming play thing and round out the day. And maybe that will get us all ready for bed and shift where our energy is being addressed at.
Yeah. And then I think there's the flip side to that is sometimes there's times when the play just does not work at all, where it's like you have to actually be the adult and it's like, okay, this is getting really carried away. The energy is skyrocketing. And it becomes a silly, like when the silliness goes off the charts at our end, it can become really dynamic, shall we say, with four kids and silliness, and maybe they get a little bit too rough and that sort of thing as well. So sometimes you need to step in and say, you know what, we can keep playing this game, but it needs to be either take it outside or rein it in, or you two just separate for 5 minutes and go from there. So I think there's also, maybe that's more so when there's such a mix, but there's times like right before bed, it doesn't necessarily work to be tearing around the house screaming and giggling.
Right.
Though, sometimes there's also times where they sort of need that little
get that last bit of energy.
Yeah. It's so hard to read sometimes and different.
I agree. For us, it's when my husband comes home in that shift. The dog's even excited he's home for the day now. So it's not just, I might not have more than one kid, but I have more than one kid in a way, with the dog and the cat and me and him. And it's like, Daddy's home. Okay, we're all excited now. Let's shift where our energy is going. And it becomes this ruckus that's happening. We're all excited and we get our second wind. And sometimes it's just like, all right, everyone needs to get away from me, because this is now overwhelming and overstimulating.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
they need it, luckily, like my husband doesn't need it, but the dog and Declan, they need it. They need to get that energy and that play out. And I see then where the connection is with my husband in those moments that, I get to have the other 7/8 of the day when my husband gets that one. Like, now imagine you did this all day with them.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Also the creative side of it as well. I actually I was brave enough to do painting on the weekend with 3 of them. And it's not my favorite thing to do. I find it really stressful, actually.
Oh, no.
I find it I do just find that all of a sudden someone's running off with a paintbrush in their hand, or, I've got to go to the toilet, and they're running down the hall with the paintbrush, or the little one likes to dip the paintbrush into all the colours at once. And then Quinn likes to get out way more paint than he needs. And then all of a sudden he was putting it into containers from the cupboard in the kitchen. I was just like, oh, this is just not for me all the time. But I did it on purpose because I wanted to do a little bit of stuff for me. So I actually did this.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was so fun. And I did it with the kids as well. So, yeah.
Oh, we painted this week too. I painted a flower pot. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But painting is such a quick activity. Declan gets quickly bored by it. Usually it's like a few brush strokes, and then he has to paint his hand, and then that's it. He goes and washes it off and he's done. But for some reason, paint is safer to use in my house than markers, because markers are the one thing that end up on the wall and everywhere. But paint, he is so good with it. The only place it ends up is his hand and the floor if he drops a paintbrush. But like, he is so good with paint. And I'm like, you know what? I need to do something fun with paint too. And sometimes we just gotta get a little messy. But good thing it's usually washable.
Yes, it was all washable. It's just like, oh my gosh, I feel very frazzled by the end of it. I'm like, one
thing when it gets warm outside, Linda, because I haven't tried this yet, but we bought face paint for the purpose of just letting him paint our bodies. And like you do with the cars and how they drive up and down on your back, like you could just let them go crazy with the paint. And I need to do that before the end of the year, I think. Oh, before the end of the summer.
I think I'll give that a try and see.
Yeah.
Just
so
I get paint in my eye.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, I can imagine it might be with a 2-year-old. She'd get it into my eye and up my nose and in the ears, and just be having a great old time. So yeah. Anyway, I apologize for those listening at home as well. The painting that I did on the weekend was actually, it was masking tape over the paper, and then I painted in the lines basically.
Oh, what's so funny? I tried to do the same thing with painter's tape on my pot. That it creates that negative space, and then you can paint in there. So it was beautiful. It was like a stained glass piece. It was so pretty.
Yeah. Bit of fun. And right on cue, we have little one awake. Oh, sleepy eyes. If you would like any self-care ideas, we do have a bit of a list that we've put together. It has some playful activities and just a go-to self-care guide and list for anyone looking for a few things to get the juices flowing. And you can reach out to us. All the details will be in the show notes. We'd love you to connect with us and find out more and how to access that as well.
Yes, that is helpful. In times of desperate need of self-care, it's helpful. Well, then I guess that concludes our chat for right now, because gotta readjust my spine.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Linda, for this conversation. And
thank you as always.
Yeah, for listening, guys, and we'll see you next time. And until next week,
we hope you can unstuck your muck. Bye.